What's up, NEC? Welcome to Proverbs Chapter 13. The verse that we're going to be talking about today really reminds me of my time in China. So, for those of you that don't know, after I graduated from Clemson, I spent a year in China teaching English at a school there. And man, when I got there, I understood nothing. I felt like everybody that was speaking Chinese was just speaking gibberish. I had no idea what it meant. I didn't like the food. I didn't want to eat the food. I remember one time early on, we went out to eat with some of my students, and I always relied on them to order the food because I had no idea what was what or how to say anything. If I was ordering, I would point at a picture of rice and point at a picture of water. But I was out with my students, and they brought something to the table, some kind of meat. And so I just always ask my students, "Hey, what is this that we're eating?" And he said his English name was Alan. He said, "I don't know." Number one, bad sign. Okay, because if you don't know, we probably don't need to be eating it. He said, "Let me look it up." He grabbed his phone and looked it up in his English dictionary. He said, "Oh, that's pig knuckles. We're not supposed to be eating pig knuckles. You're not supposed to eat that." Okay, there's barbecue, which is good, but there's pig knuckles, which is for the trash. But you know what happened about, I don't know, 6 months to 10 months into my visit? I started speaking Chinese. I started eating Chinese food. I became really good at using chopsticks. And you know what? Pig knuckles are good. And I say that kind of joking, but the reality is we become who we spend the most time around. That's what this verse says right here. It's in Proverbs chapter 13, and it's right here in verse 20. Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. So just like I was spending so much time hanging out with some of my Chinese students, and I started to take on some of their characteristics and some of their likes and dislikes, the same thing happens here. Whoever we spend time with is who we're becoming. So that's the question for all of us today as we're reading through this chapter in Proverbs. Who are you spending time with? Who are you becoming? Don't think for a minute that you're not going to become like who you're spending the most time with. So that can be a good thing or a bad thing. I just want to encourage you, spend time with people that are following Jesus. They're going to encourage you. They're going to pray for you. They're going to challenge you to take next steps. Spend time with people in the business world that are successful and have integrity, that are doing things the right way. Model yourself after those folks. Ask them questions. When it comes to being a mom or a dad or a friend, find people that are doing it really well and spend time with them. Be very careful surrounding yourself with people that are prone to be all into drama or gossip, or maybe they're deceitful, they're not doing things the right way. And this is especially easy at work when it seems like sometimes the only folks that are getting ahead are the folks that are taking shortcuts. Don't spend time with them. This is a promise. This is something that's so true that if you spend time with people that are wise, you will become wise. And if you spend time with people that aren't making good decisions, that aren't following Jesus, that's who you will become. So be very careful who you spend time with and who you ask questions of. That's all I got for today. Thanks for hanging out. Proverbs chapter 13. Choose your friends wisely this week and get into community in the church. We really can't do life alone. And it's so much better when we can surround ourselves with people that are going to challenge us, encourage us, pray for us, and have our back. I'll see you guys in a couple.